Hi, friends. It's Beth here with Aging Care Solutions, offering professional guidance and personal experience for caregivers, families, seniors, anybody that's traveling this and navigating this care journey of life. So, welcome back. I'm happy to have you. Thanks for coming back and finding out what is she talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about most days. But today, well, first of all, I just finished paying a tax bill and I wasn't happy about it, let me tell you. I didn't expect it, but I also didn't expect that a former employer would send me an annuity that I guess it matured after 20 years and they sent me and I owed taxes on it. So regardless, what I wanted to talk to you about today is something that, well, I think, and it's just again, a lot of what I talk about is common sense, but it's about not stopping moving. You can't stop moving. You have to continue for so many reasons to continue to stabilize your body, keep your balance, keep your muscle mass as long as you can, because it is critical. I mean, the most common reason that older adults go to the emergency room and are admitted is because of injuries sustained from falling. And, you know, I'll tell you, when I grew up, I I was a tomboy because I grew up with two brothers and it seemed like everybody in the neighborhood was had a lot of boys, although my best friend was one of eight girls who grew up two doors down. Oh my gosh. It was like I had a whole extended family having my neighbors, my two door down neighbors. Their first child was a boy, and then eight girls after that. Oh, it was just so great. I went to all their weddings. It was just, oh my gosh. Anytime they had a party, as the years went by, there was like 100 people there, and it was just their kids and their kids. So anyway, when I recall growing up, it was like many times I'd be sitting outside on the side yard because we had a really great side yard and everybody played football, baseball, whatever we could play there. And they would have a couple teams going. And sometimes I'd be sitting there and they had an odd number. So they were like, all right, put Mary Beth in, she'll play. And so I really learned to take a hit, right? Like I learned how to get pushed over and knocked over and run over and everything that, kids do. And it served me well because as I got into high school, I played softball and then I played like in co-ed, I played in college and not fast pitch in college. I just played like recreational and a lot of co-ed and I still had to take hits. And when I start to think about like what it feels like to fall now, and I'll tell you how I know is because I was meeting one of my friends for lunch and I had my sunglasses on and I was in a parking garage and I came off of a sidewalk and it was like traced out in yellow or that really bright gold and it stepped down into the parking garage area. I flew off of my feet, hands out. My glasses came off, everything was scattered all over the place. And I was sore for like 3 days. I could have lost my teeth. I could have broken my arms. I could have done anything. And I only had like a really bad scrape on both of my hands and my knees hurt so bad for like a week. And I fell not too long ago. I was walking, I walk every day, and I hit a patch of ice and I did like a split with my legs and my knee on one side got really beat up, but it's healed finally. But my point in talking about all this is that anybody can fall. Anybody, including somebody that's in their early 60s, or I mean, when I fell, I was probably 53, maybe 54. It's just how can our body sustain a fall, right? And there's some theories that float around out there that many times someone falls, especially seniors, like someone who's real frail as they get older. Many times they will fall because they theorize that the break happens first. So like all of a sudden your hip just gives out, the fracture takes place, and then you go down. And then there's other people that said, oh, I fell and broke my hip. And that's exactly what happened to my grandmother, and she was 97. So she had a really good run for a long, long time. And she broke the ball in the hip joint. It split right in half, the surgeon said. And that's what they replaced, a titanium ball in her hip. Now, she didn't come out of that surgery. She didn't come out of the anesthesia after about 10 days, almost 2 weeks. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was I belong to a gym. It's a national gym, I believe. I think it is. I don't know. It's called One Life Fitness. And my advice to anybody aging, for so many reasons, to join, if you can afford it, to join either a local senior center that offers fitness. It could be, there's so many fun classes. I'm telling you, I've made more connections and friendships with a whole retiree group and whoever shows up on their lunch hour that's still working. And the oldest person, I talked to the manager, Mike, at this gym, at our gym, and he said, oh yeah, 30% of the people that come here are over 60. And there's 2 independent senior communities, like apartments that are within very close distance. And they said that the oldest woman is 92 years old that comes and works out, and she's there about 5 days a week. She's there 5 days a week, and I see her all the time. Her name is Sue. And a few other people, I told them, I said, look, I'm doing this channel to try to help as many people as I can. And I'm probably going to get some interviews with people just because I think it would really help other people who maybe are worried about what it would be like to walk into a gym by themselves. I think you'd be really surprised, and you'd be like happily surprised to look around and be like, oh, wow, there's people that are older than me that are here. And these classes, they range from Tai Chi, yoga, there's a total body fitness, which they use weights. You could choose the weight, any size weights that you want. So if you're using 2 pound, 3 pound, it doesn't matter. You could even just not carry any weights to get started. But I see a lot of people come in that are recovering. So they might have had a hip replacement, a knee replacement, a stroke. It doesn't really matter what they have. They could be a cardiac patient and they're on the treadmills. So when you go in, many times there's all kinds of cardiovascular equipment. Could be a bicycle. There's a lot of treadmills. There's ellipticals that you can get on. And even if you were to walk 15 minutes and then go over and use either stretchy bands or use any of the tables and the different things that they have that allow you to be seated. But the classes are the ones that I enjoy the most. They play music. They're very encouraging. They'll come over initially and they'll show you how to have the best form that you can as you are doing these exercises. And if you have cable TV or you have streaming channels, there's so much free content out there. There's got to be somebody in your building who would want to be able to do these fitness classes. So you never know. Somebody could have a DVD player, and maybe in the lobby area of your building, you could say, hey, we want to have a weekly or a twice weekly activity fitness class. And we'd love to have, the ability to move some furniture out of the way and kind of make it a fun environment. And I would encourage you to do that. I really would. I just feel like I've seen so many people over the years, so many families that I've worked for and with setting up nursing care services. And, a lot of times people have back pain because they've stopped moving. And that's really what it comes down to. It's almost like the pain hurts. Well, that's because your body's atrophying. I mean, when you think about it, the longer you sit, the less likely you're losing muscle mass. Your balance is going to be bad. And you're not going to feel great. I mean, if you've ever had a really great walk, or if you enjoyed fitness over the years and you realize that if you go too long, the pain like in your knees and hips will get worse because you're actually not moving. You're not moving that joint fluid around. Of course, you're not building any muscle sitting all day long. And it sort of bothered me that so many people are offering seated exercise classes. I guess that's okay, but honestly, the key to longevity is strong legs. Strong legs is that's what's going to keep you walking, keep you erect, keep you balanced. So doing exercises seated is, I would say stand close to a walker and have that seat available to you, but stand up if you can. You really want to challenge yourself and push yourself. And what you would notice over the coming weeks is that you are stronger. You will be like, wow, I can't believe that I used to struggle. I see my father-in-law, I see all these different people that I've known over the years, and for them to get up and out of a chair, rock back and forth, and so that the momentum is bringing them to a standing position. It's not the strength in their body and in their legs and in their core. So my advice, and I don't want to nag you, but I'm just telling you, is if you want to prevent a fall, if you want to comfortably have the confidence that you need to walk the hallways, get in and out of your car, just be able to have what it takes to stand for any length of time, then you're going to have to build that. You're going to have to build that endurance in your body. And it's good for not only your lungs and your cardiovascular, it's good for your heart, it's good for your mind. And if there's a senior center, I would Google, if you've got a smartphone or if you have somebody that can help you look this up, see if there's, Google and say senior center near me and see what they have there, because you'd be really surprised. Sometimes it's like $3 a month to join these senior centers. If you are living in a village and they have a senior center that's provided, through grants through the state or your county, you may not have to pay anything to go and participate in a whole bunch of different things. And that's another great way to socialize, make new friends, help your body to maintain its balance and strength. And a lot of times they have educational programs. So it could be maybe there's a guest speaker that comes in and talks about changes to Medicare. There could be somebody that's talking about healthy eating. I mean, I've seen all kinds of different things. There was a senior center that I used to frequent when I was, working full time as a senior care consultant, a senior care advisor, and they used to have huge lectures all the time. So they would have guest speakers. Somebody would come in and talk. There was somebody that taught people how to use their cell phones. They were like teaching them about different technologies, how to use different things. There was an elder law attorney that came in and spoke about changes that were occurring, in the healthcare Medicare system. So, just all kinds of different things. And I would encourage you, if you don't have a senior center close to you, ask for a free tour, ask for a pass, a pass to go into your local gym and look around. You can go to 3 or 4 gyms over the course of a month and just ask them, say, hey, I'm trying to see whether or not this is a good fit for what I like and what I want to do. Can I get a week-long pass, so I can come and try out some classes? And, maybe even ask a friend to join you. So I hope that was helpful. One of the things that really struck me is that when I see this lady, Sue, she is at the gym and she has the best posture. She has a smile on her face every single time. She's just so sweet. And I think part of aging is, a lot of people get stuck in this pain route. They always have pain. They always have pain. Well, a lot of times it's because they're not moving their body. I mean, you have lack of blood flow, and we focus on that pain before we would focus on trying to figure out, if I start moving my body, will things start to feel better? And I'm not going to guarantee you that it will, but I'm going to tell you that you have a really good shot at feeling a lot better if you are stronger. If your body is stronger, your core and your back muscles are stronger. And just stretching. Even if you can't right now, if you have had, a number of surgeries, or maybe you are using a wheelchair or a walker, there's things that you can do when you're seated. And you could even ask in your building if you see a physical therapist come in, or if they've got if you've got a PT unit in your building. Just ask them, do you have a couple exercises that I can do? And I'm going to tell you, they're going to tell you to do leg raises. They're already going to tell you that. And even just standing in place and trying to march, the more you can strengthen your legs, the better you are going to be, and the happier that you're going to be, because you're not going to keep falling. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear. I have so many different topics that I'm going to be talking about. And I'm also just going to start offering consultations, because that's what I did. I did that for so many years, meeting with so many different individuals and families, trying to figure out how to best offer what type of care would be best. And I was very good at it. So I feel like I want to share that knowledge, or just another way to help as many people as we can. So I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Feel free to share, like, and comment. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next video.